So there's something I've observed. And this, I don't know how to describe it, whether to call it disturbing. I think it is disturbing. How that you see people that obviously they are doing well. And you look closely at them, you'll be amazed at the effort they put on to let those who are not up to them know that they are nothing. And it looks like an emptiness, even when the fellow looks like they're coming from so much. Is this something you have observed before in the society?
Yes, it is. It's everywhere. The need to not just be successful, but to be seen to be successful. There are very few people who can enjoy their success without making reference to somebody else. You see it in our convoys, our political. If the real purpose is security, a good portion of security is stealth. If I can hear you from afar, I can waylay you. So that convoy is largely not for security. It's to let people know that a successful person is coming.
Can we get into the root of that? Where do you think that is coming from?
I think people have not been properly guided on the essence of life. I don't think many people have had successful people sit them down and describe to them the journey of success, how to succeed, how to maintain success, how to manage the side effect of success. So we largely teach people on how to succeed. You don't see that follow-up on how to manage the side effect of success. And there is a side effect of success. When you have eaten, when you are fat, when you have built houses, do not forget. For there to be a divine warning not to forget, that means you can forget. So success management is more important than teaching success creation, in my opinion.
Can we get into that culture? Because that's the root of a classist society.
Very true.
You know, I travel different part of the world, and you can see a very wealthy person in other part of the world, and they don't even look like it.
Yes.
But here, it looks like there is always an attempt to let people know
I am successful. So I give an example. There was a time I was traveling, and I was traveling through Ethiopia. And the cleaner that was cleaning, as we were passing to do our immigration, some people jumped the queue, and the cleaner told the people to go back and join the line.
Wow.
I was shocked because a cleaner in a Nigerian airport does not even have the audacity. He's probably saying, "Chairman, we're here for you." And I looked at those Ethiopians, right? And I was like, what a sense of ownership. She was like, "You are in my country, I'm a cleaner, but you will do the right thing." And I observed that, and I was like, this is interesting. Her authority is not from her income. Her authority is from her understanding of what they're trying to build in her nation. And she feels like she's a part of the people building that. So I really believe that if people, again, are trained on what really matters, what are we trying to build, then you will see success as a tool. Money is a tool. Success is a tool. If I call a carpenter to come and do something, and he shows up with a golden hammer, iced out hammer, crystals, diamonds, Swarovski, and he's showing me how beautiful the hammer is, for a while I will be carried away. But after a while, I'll be like, okay, let's get down to why we are here. I need to construct a stool. If he keeps showing me the hammer, after a while, I'll be like, guy, I have seen your hammer. What are we building? Tools are for tasks. So the moment we start to place a demand on people with tools to show us the tasks they are completing, After a while, they themselves will not even want the responsibility of the tools because they know they have no tasks. So if someone comes, an experienced carpenter, and is holding a stone, and he says, where is the stool you want to create? And he can use that stone as a hammer, then I have respect for him, not because of his tool, but because of the dexterity of the task. We must start letting people know that wealth is a tool. What is the task? If a person has amassed or misappropriated 235 billion, sit him down and ask him, what is the task that you require this resource for? He will feel very stupid after a while because you have all these resources, but you don't know what to do with it. Automatically, that deflates his ego. So he wants you to respect him because he has so much money. But the question I will ask is, what are you building with the money that you have gotten? And once you can't answer that, then it makes the person start to search, because we are not taking anything out of this.
That's even if they have conscience.
That's another. So people with resources should start, and who are building things should start showing up and letting people know, this is what I am building, so that those who have resources that are building nothing can keep quiet.
Wow. So it is the tool you don't have a work for that you become proud about.
Yes.
Because after all, there's nothing you do.
Yes. Once I'm actively making the stool with the hammer, and you come to start hailing me for the hammer, you are distracting me. Stop talking about the hammer. Talk about what we're building. It's a slight shift, but I think it changes everything.
There's also the part the people play in this thing we call a classist society, where people themselves who don't have enough don't regard those who don't have enough and will die for anybody who has. Look at that now, for instance. Well, what do you say about that?
I think, again, that... So I remember growing up that there was a time the village headmaster had more respect and influence than the wealthiest businessman in the village. Because the headmaster was responsible for imparting culture and competence and knowledge to the next generation.
Yeah.
Again, the task.
Yeah.
So if a person just wants to be wealthy for the sake of being wealthy, I think we need to start, in quote, interrogating those people. We need to return to a place where, again, what you are building and who you are building is more important than what you are amassing. And this must be emphasized at every point in time. There is a place for rewarding yourself with the fruit of your effort and your labor. But if you know you are not taking one kobo of this thing out of this earth when you die, what now matters to you is legacy. Whose life was touched when you passed on?
Yeah.
If we start emphasizing this, we will shift people from materialism to purposeful enterprise.
Posterity.
Yes, posterity, legacy.
It kind of make me wonder how a man like you will answer this question.
Okay.
Who are you?
Who am I? Okay, that's a very interesting question, because, self-identity is everything. So at some point in my life, I started asking real questions. Questioning my faith, questioning my walk with God, questioning the effect of what I call my walk with God on the quality of lives of people around me. Because you can't say you know the most amazing personality and it doesn't translate to affecting the lives of people around you. If, for example, I know Elon Musk, the people in my community should feel the impact of me knowing Elon Musk. If I say I know Donald Trump, the people around me should feel the impact. So if I claim to know God, the people around me should feel the impact. And I realized that the first thing, if I'm to say who am I, is I'm a person here on earth to experience the human journey. What I mean by that is I am here to be present. So like I'm seated here with you now, I am here to take in this moment. Yeah. I am here to, I am sitting with AFL and his team What is that experience doing to me, adding to me, taking from me? So the first thing is presence, not complaining about your situation.
Yeah.
You were born to be present. You were born to be here at this time. So it's a privilege. There are many people who cannot just be present. So you are seated here, but you're thinking about something in the future.
Just not
a future bill or a future goal or a future plan. It is good. But really, all you have is now. I can step out from here and this will have been my last moment on earth.
possible.
So did I enjoy it? So every experience, apart from naming it bad or good, just enjoy it.
Wow.
So who am I? I'm someone here on earth to enjoy the experience. Yes, you can think about the past and live in regret or just learn from it and use that lesson for your now. Oh, I shouted on someone 3 days ago. He didn't like it. Now I'm here today. A triggering experience has happened. I want to shout again. I go to the past to remember that and say, no, that wasn't good. So in the now, I don't replicate the regrets of the past. But if there was something that was good in the past, I bring it into the now and I experience it now. Then the future too is not given. That future too is still a present moment. So the first thing I say to everybody is, what are you experiencing now? I know they hurt you. I know that they abused you. I know life was unfair to you, but you are here now. And you have people like that, they stand in front of people that can help them. And instead of them talking about now, they're talking about what happened in the past and they just leave it there. I've heard what happened in the past. What are you doing now? So be present. Be present. Don't let the future rob you of now. Don't let the past rob you of now. That's why you see some people that are perpetually materialistic. Oh, when I have this amount of money, when I buy this phone, oh, when I buy this property, oh, when I move to this neighborhood, oh, when I buy this jet. And so because they never live in the now, they're always living in the next thing. So they've literally done something that they should just sit down and enjoy now. But they're already inadequate because they're thinking of,
about the next.
thank you, you've gotten the iPhone 17, you're thinking about to get it. Enjoy the one you got now. There are so many people that are living in a reality today that they never thought they would experience. And instead of them to just say, enjoy it. So that's the first thing. I am here to be present, to be aware. The second thing is I'm here for growth. Because every living thing, from the moment it shows up and it's present, the next thing is it starts growing. The person I saw today as a small child, 20 years from now, that's an adult. So this now brings me to the second question. How am I intentionally growing? Because everything that is present, that is alive, is growing unintentionally. But it is not about unintentional growth. It's about intentional growth. What am I doing to become a better version of myself? So that's the second thing. The first is presence. Just enjoy the moment. The second is growth because of the future. How am I growing? What am I doing to gain structure, strength, stature, wisdom? And the boy grew in wisdom and in stature. That's the whole point. Wisdom is knowing what best to do next. Stature is the capacity to experience and exploit pressure. How am I growing every day? Intentionality of growth. This thing I'm doing, am I growing or am I retrogressing? That's the second thing of my identity. I am a person here to grow. Who you saw this year is not who you saw last year. And as you are growing, you're also giving grace to other people. Because they are also growing.
That's a very powerful word. One of the signs that shows you're growing is gracefulness. You become gracious towards others. You can accommodate them, knowing that where they are currently might be where you have been. And that brings me to the next thing. I was speaking with an amazing lady in our church in Kenya. And she said something that made me think that night. She said, I've observed you guys, Nigerians. Your life is largely transactional. And we in Kenya, our society, our life is largely relational. She said, and I when I looked at it, I saw that it was true. When you go around in Kenya, there's a mentality that they like the community, like in church, people come together, eat together, dine together, celebrate themselves, sit in gardens, do all those things. In a sense, we may feel that, oh, well, maybe they have all their needs met, but they do that regardless of the needs on ground. I think there's something quite not settling with me about the way we go about life. We spend every day chasing money or whatever it is we consider important, and we never truly live. Families, children never truly experience their parent. Wife never truly experienced the husband. The husband never truly experienced the wife. And you can even be in a church that you have never seen truly experience your pastor as human. So we now tend to want to fill those gaps with a lot of performance, wax-coated performance, and all that. And one of the things I respect about you when I see you is the fact that you are not just existing. You are, and like you rightly said, experiencing. I love your bond with your children, with your wife. I love the intentionality and all that. I want us to dive into living that life that regardless of what is not there yet, at least be alive and enjoy life.
So I must give credit to the kind of woman I married. Because of the trauma I experienced growing up, I placed a premium on success, on wealth. And I got married to someone who enjoys the journey while waiting for the destination. I came from, so my background is funny. Very wealthy mother from a wealthy home, father from a very poor background. So I saw the best
of the both sides.
And I know the side I chose. So I have no memory of going to visit my paternal grandparents. I have so many memories of spending time with my maternal grandparents.
You chose the rich side.
Of course, because I am very pro-wealth because wealth gives you options. But I'm saying in anything you are pursuing, don't lose yourself. Understand the why of what you are doing. And when the cost is getting too much, what is it profiting you to gain this? I don't look anymore. Before I was looking at what I stand to gain. Now I look at what I stand to lose while trying to gain something. It changed everything for me because it now makes you say, what is the cost benefit of this? So with regard to how that people are more transactional in this part of the world, it's number one, hardship. When you have a government that does not provide things for you, you are forced to provide for yourself.
True.
I don't know much about the Kenyan ecosystem.
You've been
but
there.
I do know. No, I've not. I've been to Rwanda, Ethiopia. I've never actually been
But you see how Rwanda?
Yes. And it's because the society actually has started working. So people don't need to put so much pressure on themselves. In this country, you provide your light, your own power. You provide your own water. You provide your own security.
I feel teary while you're talking.
Why do you say so?
In the sense that we must, you see, and I say this as one who have been misunderstood, who have been bashed, as one who have been lied against, even by this same country. But when I look at it truly, we, regardless of what any Nigerian turn out to be, it is tough being in Nigeria.
It is extremely tough being in Nigeria. The age barrier of the toughness. So before you used to experience the toughness maybe in your 30s, then it dropped to your 20s, then it dropped to your 10s. Right now, there are children who are experiencing what it is like to be Nigerian in...
Have you seen the pictures of those children?
4 years old, 5 years old, 2 years old. Exactly.
Those children were there. And this is very concerning. When that man's head was being cut out.
They saw it.
They can never
recover from that trauma.
Remain the same.
Their amygdala the amygdala, which is in
Yes.
development phase, the part of the brain that
It's
is responsible
registered.
for flight or fight,
Yes.
it has been triggered permanently. Their
So-
prefrontal cortex, which develops much later,
Yes.
will spend years catching up with that experience. Now, everybody talks about the children who are currently in captivity. Let's talk about the captors, the kidnappers.
Yes.
It is very possible, because I've lived in the north. When you look at Almajiris,
I grew up in the north, so
exactly.
I know the system.
You will see a child that has been forced to take responsibility for himself. Do you know
Yes.
it's possible that those kidnappers may be looking at those children and saying, "What are you going through that I
that
didn't
we
go
didn't
through?"
go through.
Oh, because I'm tying you up, I was tied up.
Yes.
Because you are starving, I was starving.
It's
My life
systemic.
changed when I got this gun. So it's a recycling of pain. It's a recycling of hopelessness. And being a Nigerian and having to go through these levels of hardship at different levels forces you to become a survivor. A person who is trying to survive is not thinking of thriving.
Yeah.
So we must balance it.
Yeah.
Yes, we are transactional, but if I have to pay for my own electricity, pay for my own security, pay for my own water, pay for my own internet, a time will come when I have to actually be a hustler. And this is why everywhere Nigerians go, they intimidate the indigenes of those places because
of
we
the
have
spirit
such
they bring in.
nobody's going to do it for you. So you have to do it for yourself. So let's be gracious to ourselves as Nigerians, but let's also ask ourselves, what is the cost
At
of
what
being
cost?
that way?
Yeah.
What are we losing as a society? What is happening to our compassion? What is happening to our human connection? Because only then can we now start bringing balance and bringing healing to ourselves, first as individuals and then as a nation.
And this has affected every area, because you can even be in ministry and you're just looking for when the next venue will be filled and never truly enjoy the process. You know, the culture that takes pride and sense of meaning in what can appear on picture is a culture of vanity.
A lot of things have gone wrong. And they went wrong in such a short span of time. I remember the times when if a person was prosperous in this country, you would be suspicious. And there was more dignity in verifying the proof of people's wealth and status than in just accepting and celebrating it. We've lost it. We have to get back to it. It will take time, but until we attack this hydra-headed monster called materialism,
Where it doesn't matter what you
how
do,
you
just have
got
it.
the ends justifies the means. We have to attack it. It's costing us too much.
I'm sorry. I'm always in our podcast. I have a culture. Number one, I want people to be heard. Before we started the Classified podcast, we were running a platform called Stories. And that tells you that I just believe that people deserve to be heard. You may now have concerns with their perspective, but people deserve to be heard. You see, I remember seeing a video, and I honestly have nothing against the young man. I feel he's growing, and he's also very honest and also humble. Everybody grows, but when I saw that video, I've never had to speak about it publicly. I wept, and maybe he was playing with it, but I wept because I know what it means to be in that person's shoe. They were having some tour and was holding out money, and a man was pursuing. He was pursuing, and he was just laughing. That broke me. You know, because somebody will watch that, and the person's conclusion is, I must be that guy in that car. I say, see what they do to us when we don't have. This is why you must have by all means. Women won't respect you if you don't have. Your children won't consider you a father. The society won't consider you anything important. So I think there is a part of this that has to do with our taste board. That you may come to a place not dressing so well, but can I still look at you? and see someone who deserves to be dignified, someone who deserves to be respected, someone who deserves to be seen, to be heard, to be honored. While people complain about this happening, but it's also what we do. If I drive my car and I pass through my estate gate, they greet. If I take boat and pass through that same place, you even greet, they won't answer. So it's not me. It's the worship of the things.
Yes.
And we do it ourselves.
I think again, the goal is just to, like you asked me that question, who are you? The goal is first to be present, to take in the experiences, and to say, oh, this is good, this is bad, this is not nice, this can be better.
Yes.
Just be present in that moment. The second goal is growth, to make a commitment to always becoming a better version of yourself, no matter the pace, no matter the speed. The third is contribution. Now that I have grown, now that I have gotten to a place where I am a person of stature, how am I now using this tool of success and stature to contribute, to give back, to change? Because I myself am the recipient of somebody else's growth. I was born in a hospital. Some people went to school to study medicine. I was raised in a school. Some people went. So I am a product of people's contribution. What will be my own contribution? Because that's why we are here. The moment a person dies and is buried, he starts giving back. Your skin, your soil, the only thing that is left is your teeth, to just show you that your existence was for contribution, for supporting the ecosystem, every single thing in terms of the physical side of things. So if in death, you are contributing to the ecosystem, what did you do in life? What did you do in life? If your greatest contribution was when you died, then you wasted your life. And the more we can tell children, especially since we are privileged to be rising gradually through the ranks of influence in society, is to say, come, wealth is a trust. I remember going to one African nation, and I won't call the name because I don't want it to look like I'm pro-Nigerian. I'm very patriotic. I love my country. When I got there, we were just hanging around. I went on a business trip and we were in a restaurant, a bistro, and somebody came in and somebody said, that's the junior brother of the first lady. And this guy went and was shaking everybody's hand. He wasn't expecting people to come and greet him. He was the one greeting everybody. Another person came in and the person was like, oh, do you know this popular song? That's the musician. And he was greeting everybody. Then another person came and said, that's like the daughter of the first daughter. And she came in with two guards and nobody was paying attention to her. I had to ask the person to say, you people are very funny in your country. And I remember him saying he would take me to the house of the vice president. And we drove right, like this was the security post, that was the gate. And I was like, are you sure this is the vice president? Because even a local government chairman, and he was saying that, that in their country, wealth and power is a responsibility. Once you have it, they believe that God gave it to you as a conduit to reach other people.
Is this an African country?
It's an African country. It's West African. I entered with my ECOWAS passport. And I told them, I said, you see this thing? The way you people look up to Nigeria, we have a lot to learn from. Don't learn our materialism.
Is this Ghana?
It's not Ghana. It's not Ghana.
I've had something close to this
all those.
in Ghana.
Yes. If you go through those West African countries, you would see that sharp difference. Our greatest strength is our proactive ability, but we have become so transactional that we are losing what is relational.
So someone might be hearing this now and say, I get you.
Yes.
You want me to pause and be present.
Yes.
And be aware.
Yes. And be grateful.
And be grateful. He says, but my wife or my husband, in whatever case, whoever is the breadwinner, won't respect me if I don't have. So this is not just, and people might be listening because I'm trying to be in their shoes and say, it's not like I don't want to be present. It's not like I don't want to go to the beach and just rest. He said, but honor here is based on subscription.
True. So someone can look at me and say, hey, Shebi, you are sorted. I always tell people, if you go back through my social media Facebook 10, 15 years ago, I always had this big smile on my face. Lean head and everything. But I was always smiling because in my mind, I'm here to experience this thing called humanity. So I think that's the first thing, to just realize that this is an experience. No matter how wealthy you are, there's somebody wealthier than you. No matter how poor you are, there's somebody poorer than you. Be present, be grateful. Secondly, as much as is possible, surround yourself with people who have similar perspectives.
With you.
Yes. And then realize that some people are wired naturally to make money more easily than others. So, for example, I wasn't always a relational being. In fact, some people that know me will watch this podcast and say, what has happened to Ejimi? It's because I hung around relational people. My wife is an extremely relational person. And she started showing me the cost of losing relationships because you are pursuing success outcomes.
So you were not really relational before?
Nothing concerning relationship. And I say that in a good way. I was a very nice person. I still am. I respect everybody, but I was a very, as you lay your bed, so you lie on it. I was a very, if you joke with life, life will deal with you. Even with how I used to raise my children. I'd be like, you need to be serious. You need to be. Then I realized that no, you don't. Having food and raiment, let every man be content therewith.
Have you had to ever apologize to your children for?
I apologize on a daily basis. I apologize to my wife on a daily basis. I apologize to my kids. I learn from them. I see their largeness of heart. I see their openness. And I know that partly why they can be like that is because they didn't grow up in the kind of lack that I grew up in. So it has its place. But I also know people who are way more prosperous than me, that their children are having a horrible time because the parents are still in hustle mode. Hustle mode. And I know what's waiting for those parents. When they get to their old age, they will have children who are grateful to them, but those children will not like them. They will have children who have gratitude, but don't have love. So you start hearing things like, you people don't call me. And I say this all the time. You people are just there in America, you're there in Canada, you don't visit home. They were never connected to you. You placed transactions above relationship. And so now they forged relationships with people who mean more to them where they are. So I think we should not just look at what we are gaining. We should look at what we are losing while trying to gain certain things. That's the balance.
The way you were able to apologize to your children, did you learn it from your parents?
So my mom, God bless her soul, was a very, very emotionally aware woman. But to a large extent, she was the breadwinner. So I saw her having to be strong. In fact, it was when I grew up that I realized that women were not designed to be strong. Women are designed to be soft.
To be carried.
To be nurturers. Yeah. If you have a woman that is unnecessarily strong as a man, you are doing a horrible job. I say this without any
She's been made to carry loads she's not designed to carry.
If your woman has never behaved like a little girl in your presence, you are not showing up as a man. You will see women that when you see them in the boardroom, when you see them in the corporate corridors, they are proactive, they are on their A game. When their man shows up and you see them around their man, you'll be looking and saying, what happened to madam? That is a man that has shown up in the manly leadership perspective. So I didn't have that privilege of understanding that. So it was later on that I now realized that, the home is supposed to be such a safe space that people are free to be their true selves without any sense of judgment.
I have a question. This question might be deeply troubling. I'm trying to make sense. I've heard what you said, but there's a part of it I really want to dig into. You said the other time that your mom came from a wealthy part. Your dad came from a part where there was a lot of lack.
Yes.
Then you also now mentioned that your mom is, or was, she's late now, emotionally aware.
Yes.
Is there a part of lack that numbs emotions?
Oh, yes. You cannot discover your true identity in the absence of options. You see people's true behavior at a buffet. Everybody is disciplined when they are serving you food. When they say serve yourself, you will really know whether people are disciplined. And the absence of options does not imply discipline. Wealth gives you options. It's one of the reasons why everybody at some point in their lives should be able to afford whatever they desire in the degree that they desire it, as at when they desire it, so that we can know who they really are. At some point before you die, you should be able to afford whatever you desire or require in the degree that you desire.
Is this the reason why when people have walked in lack for a long time, and now they have entered into abundance, if care is not taken, they become prone to the things they've always desired but didn't have money for? Now they do it with so much.
When I entered into certain levels of supply, I was surprised by my behavior. I surprised myself. I was shocked. In fact, I was a very, very judgmental person. You don't really know your true self until you have options. And so for me, I think everybody should, to the best of their ability, master the art and science of becoming successful, financially and otherwise. It will bring humility to you when you discover who you really are. It is also part of success management, letting people know that I'm not deceived by your humility. When your net worth increases, let's see whether you'll be this humble. When everybody around you is saying, sir, 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 let's see whether you will be able to not flinch when somebody says, oh boy, come here. I make reference to someone in the Bible, Jethro. Jethro never ceases to amaze me. When Jethro met Moses was a fugitive on the run. He was hopeless, helpless. And Jethro reached out to him, gave him a wife, gave him a home, gave him a job.
True.
Guided him. And then Moses goes, comes back with millions of Israelites and the wealth of Egypt. And then Jethro looks at Moses and says, let me advise you. This leadership structure you have is going to destroy you. And I looked at Jethro and said, what kind of man is this? When Moses was poor and beggarly, he didn't move you. When Moses became the president of a whole nation, it also didn't move you. I said, God, number one, put Jethros in my life that will talk to me when I am nothing and talk to me when I am something. Number two, give me capacity to be Jethro so that whoever I contributed to their rising, when they eventually become successful, I will now say, you are proud. You don't pick our course. You don't this, you don't that. So I remain secure. And I'm saying this to say that as we transition in life from one stage of success to another, we must maintain the postures that got us to where we are. It's easier said than done, but I think it's a worthy pursuit.